Okay, so uh, are you tired of streaming shit like TV shows, movies? You have streamer fatigue. I'm gonna read an article all about that, and I have my own takes on it. But are you? Are you tired? I mean, it's like, oh, yeah,
Yes.
back in the day, you'd go to a movie rental place, or for a lot of people, it was Blockbuster, and it would be exciting. You might get a pizza and popcorn, and it's like, oh fuck, it's gonna be a hell of a night. We got 3 or 4 movies, and you won't know what's in them, or you might have some vague idea. And it was an event, but now it's like, oh, I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna listen to this at your fingertips. So guess what? It all becomes like bland crap after a while. Kind of like back in the day, you had TV, and it's like, hey, what's gonna be on next? Oh, this movie's coming on in a few hours. I'm gonna be right here. I'm gonna be sure to watch it. I'm gonna get everything ready. Music on the radio. It's like, hey, I never heard this one, and you try to catch it and record it or whatever, right? You tell your friends about it. Now it's like, Google is recommending me this, so it knows what I like, and yeah, it's more the same. So
Yeah.
streamer fatigue is real, not just with movies and TV shows, but here we go getting an article. Streaming fatigue driving some Americans back to theaters and toward physical media. Let me give my own little magical take. See, I have this white magic. Oh yeah, actually, I'm like half white, but depending on how you look at it, Native American, Irish, but whatever the case, uh, it is not necessarily driving all of them anyway back to theaters and physical media, but they're selling the 7 Cs. They're waving their flag. They're finding other means to achieve what
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. According to the research, only 11% of Americans finish the videos they start, while nearly 30% lose sleep every night because they cannot stop streaming movies, shows, or videos. I've not, I mean, yes, this is true. All this is true. But I've also seen this phenomenon in online streamers, like I have a live show. And a lot of people was like, oh, I got to catch these 4 shows at one time and watch them all at once. Or I'm going to jump to this one, and then 30 seconds later, I'm going to jump to this one. Yes, they need to, of course, I appreciate the support always, always. But you don't need to get that involved. Go live your life a little, touch
Yeah.
some grass and some ass, or whatever you got to do. So, millions of viewers admit to watching content they don't even like just to stay in the conversation. That line had me a little confused. What conversation is this?
Beats the hell out of me.
I'm thinking maybe, when people used to happen more than it does now, but people would go, hey, have you been watching this? Do you know what's going on with this story? I'm so into this. Maybe it's that kind of thing. Or maybe it's kind of like everybody's going, well, this new Marvel movie, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I haven't seen it. I feel left out.
Yeah.
I'm not so pressured by that, but I'm usually out of the loop. I'm like, fuck your shit. I'm doing my own thing. I don't even care. I don't care. But yes, I if I think about it like that, I kind of get where they're coming from. So here it breaks down by, their stats. By the generation Gen Z, Millennials, Gen X, Baby Boomers, who use shared accounts and who don't. Well, hmm, Baby Boomers use shared account most, which here's what that comes down to, and it will go into more detail to support what I'm about to say. They don't like say, oh, I have a Netflix account, but rather maybe their kids do, their grown kids, little kids, whatever the case, and they're like, hey, I'm gonna watch your Netflix account because baby boomers are the ones who's tightest with the money.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm not about to spend that crap on that, kind of like that. But if
Yeah.
it's for grandkids, they might.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So, okay, actually it says, yeah, they don't share. This actually, this chart's a little confusing, but make of it what you will. Here it is for you to see. The study also finds that 89% of Americans abandon videos before completion, with 14% turning off content within the first 10 seconds. Well, see, that confuses me for this reason. We're in the age of you type it in and pick what you want. So 10 seconds in, you're like, oh, I don't like this.
That's like me.
I can't help but to point at TikTok brain. You know, if you don't, and also, you know, they say this in certain industries, if you don't catch their attention in the first few seconds, they even say this about people dating. Like if they don't, they're not attracted to you in the first few seconds, it's like the first few seconds. And I say there's too many ADHD people out there. It is TikTok brain. Now there may be other aspects, but I think that's a lot of what's going on.
Yeah, well, I know speaking for myself, I'll hear about a show and I'll go try to stream it. And within the first maybe 15 minutes, if it don't catch my attention,
Okay,
I'm going to move
15
on
minutes.
to something else.
I can get 15 minutes, yeah, but 10 seconds,
No,
10,
not
10
10
fucking seconds. That, you know, that's hardly time for the fade in from black screen. Picture starts, music starts. Oh, fuck this. What? You know? Is that
Yeah.
kind of bonkers?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you can't really get any information within the time frame.
Yeah, and it's not something that just came on. You chose it.
Mm-hmm.
And in today's age of, you know, everything digital and everything at your fingertips. So it's another chart of rarely or never cancel, switch a couple times a year, switch at least once a week. I'm not sure what this is pertaining to. Switch services,
I
like
think that's what it
Netflix,
might mean.
like Netflix or Hulu, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of that chart. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know what to do with that data. Baby boomers are the most likely to avoid paid subscriptions, with 33% relying solely on free services. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, they're an age like, I don't care, leave me alone. Just want to relax.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch whatever's on. But there's also a big part of it is every new show is woke, super woke. You don't just get a doctor, you get a half black, half Hindu lesbian doctor in a wheelchair or something.
Yeah. Well, that's
you don't just get a love story. You get this non-binary sex triangle story.
Yeah. Well, or you get a show where every third scene is this really, really graphic sex scene, and you're having to watch it like this. The story would be so much better without it. And
there's that. And then there's these shows where every show is nothing but an hour of them preaching at you, telling you you're bad and wrong. If you think this way, don't think this way. So yeah, I fully get why they're like, I'll just watch the old stuff that's on. That's perfectly fine with me.
That's what I do. I watch all the old stuff. I rarely watch anything new because of all this. And about the paid subscription thing, I hate that because every show is on a different network and different streaming network.
That's
and
ridiculous.
All that.
Like, I want to watch this show, but that means another 20 a month. But then there's this show that's another 20 a month, and then I have to switch to this and switch to that, and this new app, if you will pop up, and I have to log in, and you know, fuck it. I don't know, throw me up a big ass antenna and give me a few free channels.
Yep.
So women, Women are also more likely to skip subscriptions. 29% don't pay for streaming services compared to just 18% of men. Skip subscriptions. Do they mean not get them?
I think so.
Well, I don't know. I think it's the way that men and women in general have their downtime. Like a woman might soak in a tub or something, and a man might become a couch potato. Maybe
Yeah.
it's that. Nearly 2/3 of Americans still prefer watching movies and shows on a big screen TV at home. Yeah, I don't want to be able to watch a show on a screen this big.
Yeah.
What the hell? This is made for ants? Like that's an ant theater? I don't get these motherfuckers to be like, I'm watching a movie.
Well, to me, I would rather watch a movie at home because then I can pause it, get up and go do whatever I
Okay.
need to do and come
Yes.
back to it.
They may be speaking of instead of theaters, but generally they don't show shows at theaters, but just movies. So that kind of throws that idea off. So maybe they're not. Maybe they are talking about phones and tablets. I don't get it. Yeah, of course, a bigger TV is more comfortable. It's a better experience. Duh. All right. Only 16% favor theaters as their primary place for movies. I can get that. I can understand that because it costs more. You don't have your own food. Instead, you got to buy their outrageously priced food, and is often not as good. You're more likely to run in trouble. You don't have your own comfort, your own space. So
Your
yeah, I
own
fully get that.
bathroom.
Yeah, bathroom. That's important. Access to a bathroom. You might have to wait in a line, or somebody might try to mess with you, or whatever the case. You might miss part of the movie. Yeah. Again, duh.
Yeah.
Okay, the occasional movie experience can be all right, but for the most part, I'd just rather sit at home and watch a movie.
Especially if you got a projector and a big screen. That makes it all more better to stay at home and watch movies.
2 out of 5 Americans still buy physical media like DVDs or Blu-rays. There may be few reasons for this. Physical discs still typically offer better picture and sound quality than streaming. While that may be true, I don't think it's that. I think it's a sense of ownership. It senses like this is not suddenly going to become unavailable to me because they decide to get rid of it, or there's a new law blocking it. There's that. It's also, people who don't really believe in DRM, digital rights management, which I don't. There's their kind of like, you may own this, but not really. We can cut you off anytime. Or like lately, they've been going back and changing movies, or putting in front a disclaimer. This movie was made in a time where people thought like this, and it is wrong. It is immoral. Before you can watch the fucking movie.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers. Hell yeah, I'd rather have physical media than put up that bullshit. Study also highlights that 71% of Americans still prefer full-length movies instead of short videos. Huh? Short video. Okay, skipping past that one. Mental health effects from constant video access are mixed. 33% say streaming content leaves them anxious, drained, or disconnected. Younger generations seem more sensitive to the negative effects. And I honestly think it's because they are already more, to begin with, disconnected. They don't have friends like they used to. They don't get out like they used to. So when they then zone out to all this, they're that much more disconnected. Whereas an older generations be like, yeah, I know people. Yeah, I get out and I need that disconnect. The study also highlights trends like bed rotting. Yes, bed rotting. When people spend long hours watching videos or scrolling on social media in bed, about 30% of Americans lose sleep daily due to streaming, with Gen Z particularly affected. Again, that's likely because it's kind of like looking in the refrigerator and there's still nothing there after the 100th time. They don't have the options. a lot of them, you know, they feel it's strange to meet up with friends in person. You know, they don't have the outdoor life like previous generations had. So they end up just scroll, watch this, watch that, play a game, and never hardly budging for anything because it all just seems so futile. I'm not
Yeah.
blaming them. I'm not blaming them. I'm really not.
No.
But I will encourage you to get up off your ass and find something to do anyway.
Well, I mean, it's sad that that younger people now have this problem. They don't know what it's like to do any different. That's the sad part about it. And even if they tried, they couldn't because nobody else
Yeah,
is doing anything.
exactly. Even if they got the concept of, hey, I'm gonna live my fucking life instead of just, you know, scrolling and watching shit and them telling me what I should feel, think, and believe. I'm gonna get up and do something. They get up and they're like, there's nothing going on. The only thing out there for me is trouble,
Yeah.
and everything costs like crazy. So yep, back to scrolling, back to
Yeah.
streaming. And it's unfortunate. I fucking hate it for them. I mean, it doesn't just affect them, it affects us older generations too, because we're in it now too.
Yeah. We're
Only
all
we
in it.
knew only we knew a life where it was different.
Well,
Okay,
you know
yeah.
that's the sad thing is the older generation longs for the time when people would get out and get together and do things and stuff like
Oh
that,
yeah.
and
Well,
just doesn't exist.
back in the day there wasn't always like you got up and it's like there's so much to do, it's party time. No. You know what you did when there wasn't nothing to do? You started working. And your friends would join you working and you would have a good time just doing the work together. Whether it be taking a motor out of a car or moving something heavy, building I don't know, a shed, I don't know, whatever the case. When there was nothing, there was still something because you got together on it.
Yeah.
And with that, we're out. Till next time, later.